you gonna do if it don't work out? It ain't about if it makes sense, cause if the boot do it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody if you just gon' quit. So if you gotta fight, don't lose it. If you gotta do it, die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go on, prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings. Keep your head down, keep on the blinders. Tune out the doubters and all the close minders. If it's in your blood, falling down ain't enough to change who you were born to be. Getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need.
Welcome back, Rico Moneybags, the channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure the bell notification stays lit, man. You guys don't want to miss out when we're going live. Although the markets have been relatively kind of doing the same thing no matter what. Doing a little mic adjustment right here, getting a little bit comfortable for the stream, everybody. But yeah, man, we definitely got some things to talk about. So make sure you guys share the stream, get all the way tapped in, like, comment, subscribe, get it reposted on X. Let's go through the motions, right? Because we do got some stuff to talk about that we kind of been warning everybody when the price of Bitcoin was kind of pulling to the side. We got some new plays to talk about. Obviously, there's always some new things popping off, doing really good. You know, there's some future utilities around the corner for us, so you guys definitely want to stay tapped in. I see future whales in the making. Yeah, and you don't have to rush yourself, right? This is a perfect time to accumulate, take your time in the market, and you know, either short it or just wait for the price to come down and accumulate little by little as you can, right? So let me go ahead and share my screen. Markets are actually still holding above this 2.50 that you guys know I talk about quite a bit, and something that we, you know, want to hold on to, because when we get underneath that, it gets a little bit more bearish, and we're seeing kind of red in the market overall. Bitcoin's down close to 5%, ETH is down, you know, 7.5%, BNB is down, Solana's down, this is down, XRP is down, that's down. But the real question is, like, how much down is it going to go, right? Because obviously we're seeing down. We kind of talked about it going down. You know, are there bullish things going on that counterbalance all this bearishness? And, you know, that's why, like, with the whole vote, I didn't get lost in the sauce, because a lot of that time that becomes that, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news. And, you know, they do this to us quite a bit, where if you kind of look at the chart, it kind of was telling us that we were having trouble breaking past that 200 moving average, right? Looking even over here, you know, we got bullish things around here talking about, you know, the Bitcoin reserve, like, this is going to be massive, eventually letting the US government possibly buy up to 1 million BTC. Like, you know, even with that stuff in the air, where before that stuff would just drive the markets crazy and people would be like, oh my God, you know, right? We're still seeing where the markets have to slowly adjust and, you know, make higher floors. And honestly, fam, these prices that we're in, they're not too different or far off from the prices that you already kind of weathered already, honestly, right? That's why it's real easy to come on here and kind of talk about what we got to talk about, because we're relatively within the same range, right? And let's jump right into price and show you guys what we're talking about a little bit. Yeah, we did break out of this range that we were in for like 2 months, this little box, if you want to call it that. You know, we can get a little fancy rectangle right there, but this little section right here, you know, we were in this section in there for quite a bit, and, you know, eventually we did break out and we started to climb up. And this is what we was talking about the whole time. I know Darren was been here. He's been supporting nonstop. True holder of XPX. You know, we got Mr. Mo. The majority of the XPX community knows that, you know, we just keep it 100 like that. We're not like, oh, what the heck, right? And it's like, again, it's not you. It's not your play. It's not that you're not rating hard enough. You're not shilling hard enough. The whole market is feeling this, right? And a lot of times we just got to kind of be like, hey, I'd rather be okay with this than playing the guessing game and be like, oh, why is that, or why is this, right? You know, and that's why, if your goals are still the same, if your vision is still the same in the market, if you feel like you're in a good position, then, you know, you're not missing out on too much right now. These markets have been consolidating for quite a while. We had this nice little breakout, you know, trying to break this 200 moving average, getting this, you know, little game coming up here, getting closer to the 90 something K BTC. And you get into 90, we start talking 100. You get into 100, we're talking 110. You know, we FOMO quick, right? We're long time bullish on the market. What can we say? But we also got to be realistic, man. And I got to give a big shout out to Blunt House, because, you know, Blunt House TA, man, that's like, I think some of the best channels are underrated big time in this space because, it helps you to zoom out where on these higher time frames, you don't have to try to make your $1 million in one day. You could take your time and place a short, check this out on BTC. We respected it down here when it broke the 200 moving average. Can we put a little bit of respect on it over here? Just a little bit, nothing too much, nothing too much, but saying, hey, this was a nice hot run. That's awesome. That's cool, right? We can handle that. We're not leaving cryptocurrency. You're not unplugging your Wi-Fi, your router, right? You're not unplugging your modem, whatever, your dial-up, whatever you might have, your smoke signals to communicate, whatever you might have. You're not unplugging it, right? Crypto's here to stay. Even if you're doing it by smoke signals, you will still get your your position placed, right? But you know, I'm curious to see if we hold this right here. And this is looking at the 4-hour chart where the question of how low can it go, I think gets answered somewhere in this 4-hour chart. And you guys, obviously not financial advice, but you guys can let me know. But looking backwards and looking at this, where and the point of or the volume profile does a good example of like just highlighting it for us. It's right here, right? If we would break under the 75K, we want to call the wicks and be a little bit greedy on it, 74,000 and a half. That's where I think, we could see a little bit more bearish momentum. But if we could bounce off of this, like, let's be bullish a little bit, right? So we see the point of control right there, right? And we are kind of technically bouncing off of that. We just don't want to get caught getting flushed underneath it. That's what I want. And that's why this channel sometimes, is not the most, because it's supposed to be just like, nonstop. But I'm trying to give you guys, I'm not a financial advisor, but possibly where there's better entries or you guys can have an understanding. Even myself, like keep myself in check of understanding, right? And if it did something like this and broke past this, where this is some of this going on back over here, some of this, all this price action, that's where I would be like, okay, now we got to be like, hey, maybe we're going back into the 60s. And this is where we would go to a higher time frame on the daily chart and pick out where on the 60s is that even going to happen. And you can see if we broke past this, we would get that sell signal. And the point of control on this on the daily chart is price coming back down to 67K. Now, am I saying price is going to go down to 67K? No, I'm not saying that. But if you look at this on the 4-hour chart, if we broke past this previous price over here, bam, looking to the left, would it get more bearish if we broke past that? Would price tend to, get a little bit, would everybody be more discouraged and everybody starts to say, oh yeah, we're going back into the 60s, right? And kind of have this cascade effect or whatnot. And when you look at it on the daily chart is where it kind of starts to be like, all right, that's a possibility. What's also a possibility is that we bounce right off of this same level, that we bounce right off of it. And I'm going to show you guys that right now because, it's kind of like, do you want the bad news or the good news first? This is kind of the ugly part where a lot of people don't want to talk about it. But that's why I rock with Blunt so much, because this stuff lets you say, hey, price is doing what price has to do. Is there anything else that I could be doing in this market that could be productive? Or, can I be networking? Can I be building? Can I be doing this? What can I be doing? And I think that's why this stuff, when you zoom out and look at it and you're like, okay, maybe there is going to be a little bit pullback. I'm not, getting rid of my internet. I'm not leaving cryptocurrency. Is there anything that I could be doing to, get a better position in the market, network a little bit more in the market, come up with marketing ideas, whatever it might be. But this is the time that you get almost like some thinking space if you can detach yourself from, hey, let's let price do what price has to do. So daily chart right here is where I'll say these prices, and then everybody's not going to like them that much. But if we bounce, then we'll go back up to test of 200, right? And that could be something that could happen as well. But point of control on the daily chart is 68 and lower value range is 62K. You got to put that somewhere on the whiteboard. I don't know where, put it somewhere up there. And I think you would have to put it up there and say, hey, you know what? If it did break, we're already underneath the 200 moving average. We got a sell signal. If we want to stay bullish and say, hey, maybe it's going to come back up and break past it, which it can. Bitcoin's crazy. You got bullish stuff happening. You got, Bitcoin reserve stuff could get things a little bit more bullish, 1 million BTC. But then if none of that happens, then what? It's back to the chart, right? So that's why it's good to keep this chart, on a sharp basis, just sharpening it, even if you don't got no money in it, or you're not buying or selling or anything, but you're just paying attention to it. And if we did bounce off of this, if we got back above the 200, back above the point of control, back over 77,000 and a half, yeah, we could totally see some bullish momentum back up to 80. And you could possibly find a long, just going back up here to retest, but I wouldn't chase it right now too much. I was looking at some potential, but I was like, all it would take is for it to break past this and it would slip pretty quick, right? Because on the shorter time frames, there's some opportunities where you could start to see it where, it almost wanted to a couple times, but it's just not quite doing it, right? So higher time frame, zoom out. If you just had a windstorm, clean the backyard, you probably got stuff all over the place if you live in Vegas. It was a crazy windstorm and I like almost blew everything away. I couldn't even go out there. You guys know I walk with this cane. The wind would have took me away. I would have been streaming from on top of a palm tree. The next time you guys would have seen me. That's how windy it was. It was like everything was getting taken away. So, now that it's calmed down, this is some of the stuff that you can do because the markets are still being the markets. And when we zoom out, none of these prices can be prices that we can't handle. So if we can turn it around back to the 200 moving average of 81K in the daily chart, and we broke past that, that's where, again, this is why we've been being so patient, because we've been waiting for this. And we got close to it, and I wanted to, but we've been waiting for this. And that's what we got to see. We got to see that. And then we're going to feel the effects from that. Right now, we're still being stoic in the market. We're still holding it down. We're finding good shorts. Maybe we're staying out the market. Maybe you're just reading a book. Maybe you're rating. Maybe you're shilling. Maybe you're just like, hey, this is a perfect time to become a whale in, one of the biggest payment rail projects in the space, XPX, right? And accumulate on both chains. That could be what you're doing as well. But the markets are still doing what the markets are doing, right? I appreciate you guys pulling up and sharing the stream. All the winners from the last stream have been paid, just so you guys know. Let's go through some more prices, and then we're going to check out all your guys' favorite plays. If you guys got some projects you want to check out, just let me know. Ethereum right here. So, again, this redundant story of this same area, which is like, come on. For the love of, it's like, come on. But you know what? It's like, this is the perfect time to hone in on this madness of just being like, you know what? Let me lock in on what I got to lock in on. Let me build on what was good to build on. Let me even explore and play with like the ideas of how AI can be around, right? And challenge yourself a little bit with AI, because price is still being relatively boring, even on Ethereum. There are definitely trades that you can make, and they could be good trades and they could be bad trades. Okay. So don't think just because the markets are boring that there are not people printing, or nor that there are not people losing money either, right? That could definitely be happening. So, and it is happening. That's what moves the market. So that's definitely why the markets are still here. And this is where like shorts are what looks the most powerful right now. If you would have took this short right here on this break of this 200 moving average up here at 2,300, that's a pretty solid short. And again, this is on a 4-hour chart. You're not trying to make $1 million in one day. You're not trying to buy your Austin Martin tomorrow. I got you. I understand. You want to get the Vanquish. You want to get that V12. I get it. I understand it. Let's hold off. Not that we're taking it off the board. It's on the board. It's on the board. Draw a little Austin Martin on there. Get a little picture of it. Put it on that little thinking board. Put it up there. It's on there. But let's take our time getting there, and it's gonna come to us. All right. So yeah, right here. 200 moving average broke, and this 4-hour chart has been pretty solid. These are all each candle 4 hours. So in none of this time, you could have been doing whatever you wanted to do, catching up on your favorite episodes or whatever you're watching on TV, whatever you got going on, spending some more time with your honey, with your boo bear, whatever you might have, because this is what the chart's been doing for all these 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, right? So it's been a little bit bearish even on Ethereum. Daily chart, this could be a nice little floor. It could definitely go lower, right? And that's what we're being careful with on the daily charts. That's why we've been just taking our time with these daily charts, because they kind of tell us where. If you say, well, how low can it go right now? Well, it's getting really close to flipping this green momentum that we had. It's riding right on that line right there. And if it flips to red, could we be like, hey, is it going to come down here to back to $1,800 ETH? Could you place a short there? Could you do what happened over here? You might get tested sometimes, get stopped out, but flip, but this short right here, this is a daily chart, just waiting these days just to get a crazy short. That could be what's presenting itself right here. As these candles are really close, not quite. You see the long wicks. So they're holding on for dear life. But how long can they hold on to before maybe price pushes down here again and shakes everybody out one more time? It can happen, man. It can happen. All right, XRP fam, consolidation, or accumulation. But this is where we start to talk about. It sucks because everybody's like, wait a minute, I thought I miss you, Rico. Why are we talking about prices going lower? It's like, wait a minute, I miss you guys too, right? But sometimes this is the way that prices move. Like they do this. And being patient on this daily chart, although it's been extremely like, come on. I get it. You got to wait for some of this stuff to just play out. It's been 102 days. It's like a month just keeps flying by. A month, another month. It's been 3 months on XRP consolidation after all this downtrend. That's boring. But there's opportunities to make money on the shorter time frames. XRP is not one that I like to trade, but there's a definitely trade here, some trades there, a nice long right here. But XRP, I don't like trading. I think it's the perfect play to accumulate for your long-term vision on where you see crypto's going to go. And honestly, XRP is giving me, I don't know, you guys let me know, like Shiba Inu last bull run, not the previous last bull run, because I think we're in a mini bear right now, or some kind of bear. I don't know what kind of bear you want to call it. Polar bear, black bear, grizzly bear. We got some kind of we got some bear action. Okay. But like XRP, like their vibes lately, like they've been giving me like, and not calling them a meme coin because they're definitely not a meme coin, but as far as like seeing shorts and like a lot of stuff pop up like on my different feeds and stuff, whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on YouTube shorts, maybe it's my algorithm. You guys let me know. I've been feeling like I just been seeing people that I've never seen before. Like it's almost like just like back in the day when Shiba Inu was pumping, even Feg token was pumping. It was just like people that we've never seen in the Telegram or anything like that, just making videos of like, yeah, I love Shiba Inu, or or I love Feg token or something like that, right? So yeah, I think XRP at some point will get more momentum. BNB, oops, let's go back to BNB. I skipped it. We got to go back to it. So BNB right here, again, zoomed out. This 1 hour chart, sell signal is super valid, but even coming to the daily and the 4 hour chart, this is where we're like, hey, BNB breaking the 200 moving average. We respected it over here. It was bullish. Can we respect it on this side that it could be bearish? Could it come back to where price has been before to 621? Yeah, it could. Is it the end of the world? No, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, A sun bear? I like that. We'll do sun bear. We had a sun bear. I'm all for that. Yeah, because we had some kind of bear. And we had a, we had some kind of bear action, right? But yeah, BNB, yeah, could we see, if it stayed underneath the 200, yeah, better entry right here or shorted to there. I don't know, right? I'm not your financial advisor, but it'd be easy for me to be like, hey, if I don't see it get back above the 200, then maybe I'm looking for short entries. Maybe, right? I'm not telling nobody to do that, but this is where you'd possibly be like, okay, maybe I'm going to short it, because maybe even on the daily chart, we can be seeing even cheaper prices. The point of control is the $620, or coming even lower to $578. But we want this to happen. We want to go into it's due, but that doesn't mean that it has to happen. That's one of the biggest lessons, that if I can get anything across to anybody, just because you think it's due, or whatever you think the timing is supposed to be of how long it been or whatever, it doesn't have to do that. And the faster you can accept that, the better it is, because you detach yourself from all the madness. Because you gotta come up with some kind of defense mechanisms. Because your brain, it's money. As much as people don't want to admit it, that's why people got to touch grass and stuff like that, right? Because we want things to go a certain way so we can win. We do want the Lambo. Come on now, I want a Lambo as green as one of these candles, right? But we got to be patient. We got to be patient. And we're waiting for this. We've been waiting. If this could happen, this is where things will be a lot better. Heck, I might even come in doing a handstand on one of the live streams, because, it's just been this for so long. And this is why the market's been feeling like that. I've talked to influencer. I talked to people on spaces. They're like, oh, engagement's low. I've seen it. I peeked around the spaces and looked around, and it's like, I get it, and it's all good. Like, don't take it as a form of fatigue, or like you can't handle it. Because that's like saying that you can't handle the internet and you're not going to have the internet. Come on, right? Are you going to get fatigued from the internet and not have the internet? Like, that's the way that I see cryptocurrency. Like, there's no way to get fatigued out of cryptocurrency. Now, if you're broke and you got wrecked from chasing meme coin after meme coin after meme coin that didn't have a solid community, then maybe. But that's like saying that you're not going to have the internet. That's how important cryptocurrency is going to be to your future, to your family's future. Yeah. That's how important. Borderless payments, I think people need to pay attention to how serious this is. Don't look back 10 years from now saying that I was just, having fun the whole time. You better been working on something, investing into some serious stuff, because this is not going to go nowhere. And you want to have some plays that you can find, even meme coins with solid communities. I mean, shout out to the Kendu community. Shout out to the Feg token community. They've been here over 5 years. Shout out to all those solid communities, those that are listening. If you got a community, you guys are in the chat, let me know. But, look at Baby Doge community still around. The Floki community, they're still over there. Those things can always come back. And you guys want to find solid plays, because when the market gets back roaring and you got that wind underneath your wings, it's going to be those really nice, solid communities that are going to be making, a lot of X's, fam. So BNB right now is still in this consolidation. I can't wait to come on stream, honestly, Darren. Pixie, appreciate you pulling up. Everybody who's listening, and I'm pumped fun, or wherever you guys might be listening on, or maybe listening to the recording later on. It's like, I can't wait for me to come on here and be like, that's it, Darren. That's it, Mr. Mo. Danielle, we broke past the 200 moving average, but until then, it's like, that's why we build, right? That's why we, build on something solid. So I know why we're in this space. And when this happens, then we're ready for it. So patience is a virtue. Ooh. Yes, it is, fam. Yes, it is. So that's BNB right there. We can get BNB above this 200. Man, we're talking up here, $900 BNB. Everybody's happy again, and I can't wait for that. But right now, we got to be honest with ourselves. This is how we keep ourselves in check. If we broke past this, we could see some cheaper BNB. Is it the end of the world? No. Are you got to be fatigued out? No, just go take a break. Just like you need to take a break from scrolling and take a break from the internet, but you come right back to it. You better get acquainted with that idea of cryptocurrency. There is no fatiguing yourself completely out of cryptocurrency forever. It's the future of payments. What are you gonna do? Start trading in wheat and flour? Are you gonna start a barter system? Is that what you're gonna do? There is no fatigued out of crypto. It doesn't happen. Yeah, take a break, go on a cruise, take a vacation, take the weekend off. That's fine. But as far as like you're out of crypto for good, come on, man. Come on. Now, if that's what you're telling your spouse, just so you can lay low for a little bit, then fine. But you ain't lying to me. Mm-mm. Oh, you guys having some fun, man. We still got to be us. We still got to have a good time. We're documenting this. We're paying attention to the markets, right? And it's not a rush. There's no rush. I actually feel like we're at the right place at the right time. Does it come with challenges? Shoo, 100% from every type of angle. From real life to DeFi to news to wars that are started with nothing to do with you. To all kinds of stuff, right? So, but that's life. That's part of it. That's not just you. Like we're all here, right? So that's everybody. So hey, people have been being able to figure it out since the beginning of time. We're going to figure it out again here, and just be patient. Just give yourself the room too. And it's not about making everybody happy. Just you be the best version of you, so that you can 10x the version of yourself, so you can bring 10 more x the value to your community, right? So you can bring 10x more of the value to your project or your company, whatever you're doing. So just do that, like keep 10xing the way you are, so like you can bring more value to the space. Here we go with Solana, man. Shout out to everybody who's pulled up. Appreciate you guys. Saphir, I know you got to be somewhere. I love you, brother. um But yeah, Solana right here, man, testing everybody. We had a nice little run, and this is why I look backwards and how you don't blame yourself for none of this crap. Honestly, fam, why you got no business being bummed out. Are we gonna be bummed out? Yes, because we're human. But as far as holding on to it forever, no, heck, no, no, not gonna happen. Because even if we wanted to, we couldn't make it do this on cue. Even if it was up to us, this is gonna look really funny. I don't know. I don't know where my mind's been at, but everything that I draw, maybe it's just me. You guys let me know, but it's been I think it's the internet. I think it's the internet. I think I need a break from the internet. But if you look, I mean, if you try to time this yourself to make it happen, you couldn't do that. The markets do this on their own. Look at how exactly these areas are where price got rejected. And we talked about this. And this is why, hey, it's not like a big slap in the face. At least you put your put your guard up right away. You saw that thing coming. You bam, not gonna happen. You put a block up because we're looking backwards, and I'm showing you whether it's BTC, whether it's ETH. The markets don't hate you. Your meme coins don't hate you. Your project doesn't hate you. The markets are just in a certain type of chaos right now, and it's a weird type of chaos because it doesn't even move that fast, but it's still chaotic, right? It still feels kind of like what the heck. And yeah, people are quote unquote fatigued, and you see this engagement a little bit lower, and I understand that. Like, hey, you gotta go touch some grass, go touch some grass, fam. It's not going nowhere. If I felt like it was going somewhere, then I'd be in here like if I had water up to my nose and I had to like disarm a bomb in a 1996 movie or something like that, right? Should I cut the red cable or should I cut the blue cable? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna make it happen, but it's not going anywhere. It's literally not going anywhere. And if you're building with solid people in the space, you're building, whether it's a community, a CTO, whether it's XPX, if you're really building something of some substance in here, like you're also embedded into this space, right? And you just keep going, and your time's going to come because you can see that even here, Solana couldn't break past this. Why? Not because Solana sucks or Solana's not cheap or because the vision of Solana changed. The Solana's not as good as it was at $250 compared to what it is at $84. Oh, Solana's no, it's just undervalued. But people are scared to look at it right now. Now, if you're trading it and you're shorting it, bam, go ahead, knock it out. But if you're bullish on Solana at 250, I don't know how you don't see this as a discount right now. And maybe this is where we continue to hold, this section down here where we've been holding. But yeah, we could see some prices back to the 70s. Is it the end of the world? I don't know. Do you guys think it's the end of the world if we come and touch down here again to just take another attempt? Do you think we're never going to get another attempt? Do you think we're all out of attempts? No, we're going to get another one. Hey, that was a heck of a try. That was one heck of a try. We went right up to this line. I don't know who made up the rules, why we stopped exactly over here. It's not picture perfect, but all right. That was a heck of a try. We'll give it another go. We'll give it another go. That's it. And let the markets do what the market's gonna do. We're not no damn sorcerer over here where we're gonna just change the markets. Either make some money off the markets or let the markets do what they got to do. It's that simple. Don't take it so personal. My DeFi family. This is what's been going on. You're not missing out on too much. We're waiting for that massive breakout. You guys, I'm gonna be one of the first ones. I might come on here with an outfit. I don't know. I don't know. I might come on here with order a silly outfit off of Amazon or something like that. We'll vote on different outfits. That'd probably be the only stream that goes like viral, right? The one that I dress up as a carrot. Oh my god, no. Not the carrot stream going viral. Oh my god. All right, that's Solana's price, fam. CFX. Let's check out gold. How hot was gold just not too long ago? Like, this is what I want everybody to realize. And we're taking it easy. Hopefully you guys are comfortable. I got 2 cups of coffee in me, so I'm a little bit amped up and a little bit silly and stuff because I get all excited. And well, coffee's good for you, right? It's really good for you. But how exciting was like gold not too long ago? It was just pumping, it was roaring. You got your friends who haven't talked to you in years hitting you up. I'm having conversation with my brother for 2 hours on gold. Well, me and my brother, we've always done it because he's big on commodities and stuff. But I think we've been doing it for, I don't know, at least over 5 years now. But yeah, but look how calm it is now. Is it because gold is not as shiny no more? Gold lost its shininess. You don't like gold around your neck no more. That's what it is. Gold is out of fashion. We're not using it in computers no more or in cell phones. It doesn't have no, it's like none of that has changed. It's just like it's the money problem right now. Like the money getting put back into where the market comes back. And a lot of it has to do with these wars. A lot has to do with some of this Clarity Act stuff. Is crypto good? Is it bad? How are we going to look at it? Who's going to be pushing it? And it's all a little bit of that uncertainty. It comes from a lot of that uncertainty. But if you remove a lot of the stuff, like gold is still gold. They're still going to need it in phones. It's still going to go up in value. But right now is what we're paying attention to. And right now, even gold has been meh at best. Have we missed out on anything on gold? How long has this been going on since this top? Let's see. Let's call it from the top. So for 106 days. What the heck? Just like crypto? The same amount of consolidation? What the heck? It's like, I'm telling you, fam, it's like it doesn't. That's what I think we get bummed out when you think you're exempt from the rain, or we do that as humans. Like, you think you're exempt from a little bit of a thunder or something like that. It's like, come on, man. Even gold, even Bitcoin, even you, even me, that's just what it is. And this has been 106 days of consolidation where in all actuality before that, and let's just see, we're chilling, right? You guys are having a good time. Those who are here, I appreciate you guys. Those listening to this later on, I really appreciate you guys. Those who share this and make it happen the way that you guys do, much love and respect. Thank you guys so much. But compared to just before, it was just like it's been going up since forever almost. That's too far back. Let's start from right here. 2025. It was just an uptrend for quite a while, for like a year of an uptrend. So we got 106 days of consolidation, of downtrend and consolidation. Like even for gold, I would be, I think the same thing goes for the same kind of looking backwards. If we lost this, could gold go cheaper? My brother said he was going to load up on more gold down here. His price starting to look real accurate. I might have to call him for financial advice because, you know, if gold continue like this and broke underneath the 200, start trading this way, you know, and then broke past this as well, could it come down here, keep trading down to 3,200 where it was at before, kind of fill all this up that it kind of pumped right past? Definitely can. Definitely can. If he calls that and we leave that on there, oh, we got to check on ADA. Saphir set to short ADA. We got to check on that. If you guys are here, or if you guys were here last time Saphir was here, he set to short ADA, and it was financial advice. And I got all of his info. So let's go to ADA next. But here you guys go with gold. Not missing out on too much. If it broke down this way, I think, hey, my bro might be right. We might be looking at some cheaper gold prices, but again, nobody's missing out on nothing right now. Everybody's just waiting. So let's just wait together. Let's kumbaya a little bit. Let's go to ADA for AD, for Cardano fans. Where's my Cardano people? I think we did it right on spot. Yeah, I wonder which one it was, which ticker I actually used. Could have swear we marked it. That's unfortunate. Well, it's definitely down, right? It was like 25 cents. You know, and this is where it was going up from right here. Just like everything else. I mean, every chart looks so similar. It's like, okay, you're trying to tell me, it's like, is this not this is almost the same story. What the heck? Right? And this is that. So can it come back down here, 22 cents? Hey, I wouldn't be against that bet, man. You guys let me know in the chat if you guys would bet against it. I don't know. You know, the markets, Bitcoin has to pump up and get everything kind of going back towards those 200 moving averages on everything. Otherwise, just a little bit more consolidation. Just a little bit more. Are you missing out on anything? Maybe just XPX. I'm going to post this in the chat right here. You guys can go. Oh, XPX, another cool thing you guys can do. I've been doing this on the Pump Fund voice chats because those are some more trenches. You can post, you know, the contract address and it comes out like a star. It looks pretty cool on those voice chats. You go into the chat, see it comes out like that. It's pretty cool. So copy this. Man, we got some serious like whale positions just right there for a lot of people to snatch up. We got a decent floor right now. Honestly, this is a pretty solid floor for XPX right now. For those who don't know, I am Rico Moneybags, founder of XPX. Solid team, solid community, solid utility, and I mean, it just checks everything off the list. And we've been doing this. It's coming up on 2 years now, so we really are hitting some serious numbers. I'm really excited to where this thing could head and where it can go because, like I said, even this last month is going pretty good with the amount of clients that are being onboarded, the amount of users using our off-ramp solutions. And I think that this is something that happens organically when you have such a great community like the one that we have. When you have utilities that people actually need and need to use, I think that this is something that if you just keep doing the work, that process gets to that point. You know, we're over $372,000 in paid orders. We're not yet $1 million company, but I really think if there was ever a DeFi project that I could see in the crypto space that built a company that could do that, I would bet on XPX, honestly. And it's not just because I'm here. And yes, I see the work that the community puts in. I know the work that I put in, day out, especially with new utilities with an S right around the corner. That doesn't stop me from even looking at it from an investor standpoint and being like, obviously it's there. It's right there. And I think one of our biggest goals right now, XPX, and if you're, you know, an XPX investor, I highly encourage you guys to make sure that you guys have your account set up. You know, make sure that you're using the referral program because that is your investment. You know, us growing this company to be a multi-million-dollar company is why this is all going to come together for us. And it's nice, you know, starting off to be built on smart DeFi. It really gave us the foundation. I don't think that if we would have started anywhere else, we would have had such a solid foundation like the one we had starting off on the BNB chain. It gave us time to adapt. It gave us time to mature. It gave us time to develop. There's a lot of growing pains in 2 years. There's a lot of learning curves in 2 years. There's a lot of, teething pains and all kinds of pains. And there's a lot of cool things as well, because you start to solidify exactly why you're in this space, right? Especially when you're coming up on 2 years with an amazing community, amazing utilities, well over 372,000 paid orders. We really got something right here. We've been polishing this gem back to back. And I think making this, not just $1 million company, but multi-million dollar company is what's going to bring us those M's to, our shares, our tokens that we hold. And that's what we really have right here. We're bringing that business mentality into the DeFi space where, are you a holder of the token, AKA the shares of all of this that we own? And it's growing. It is growing. We didn't get to 372 and some change by accident. That's been the community. That's been also the great utilities and APIs that we got that are operating, where our clients are using this and only scaling up. And also, that we're able to pivot and stay innovative, coming out with non-KYC cards, having KYC cards, non-KYC bill payments, non-KYC gift cards, and really listening to all the clients and trying to adapt as we could over time, right? And we're doing a heck of a job, XPX. We're doing, I think, a really, really, really great job. And again, the overall market is the overall market. And, that market sentiment spills into everything, right? But it doesn't stop what we're doing over here. And like I was just saying, right around the corner, if you guys stay tapped in, you guys will hear the dates when the dates are definitely being announced. You guys will see the countdown when the countdown starts. Be patient. There's still some testing going on. Everything's pretty solid. Everything's 100%, making sure everything's just 100% squared away. And just adding some things to it, right? Just adding some things to it. But definitely some utilities around the corner and plenty of whale positions, whether it's on the BNB side or, also the Solana side. I think they're extremely undervalued. BNB side at 162K market cap, crazy undervalued, fam. And with utilities that even today, who's using these utilities, they actually work. Go use these utilities. They actually work, and you want to use them, right? So definitely tap into this stuff. Tap into the project, get a bag on the BNB side, stake it, make passive income, get a bag on the Solana side. I mean, there's serious whale positions sitting right here on the Solana side. We will price people out. We will use the revenue to do more buybacks and burns. We've already done close to $3,000 in buybacks and burns, but we'll be doing some more. Just be patient. Just like we got to be patient with the market, we're being patient over here, and just growing with the market, and bringing some more utilities that'll bring more clients and bring more revenue, which in turn will bring more buybacks and burns and more development for XPX. So, man, you guys are super epic. XPX community, Darren, Mr. Mo, Danielle, Psychedelic Angel, TK, everybody who's been pulling up, Jessica, even holding on both chains. I appreciate you guys. And, this is a perfect time and for perfect place for XPX to exist right now. We're right there really bringing these things to the table. And if you guys are signed up or not signed up, go sign up right now. Get the utility used, and especially get ready for the next round of utility. But use a referral code on your page. Come up here to the top, get that referral link, and start sharing it, and start getting some money. There's no cap on this on how many people you can refer. Obviously, we can check it on the back end to make sure that they actually got a card. So just make sure that everybody's going through the process. Save us all a little bit of time. But early entry right here on XPX. You guys do not miss out on this. Let me post this right here. I think there will be a moment, obviously, when it gets past that 100K, past 200K, where people are like, oh my God, I totally could have held my bag. People are even selling at loss. Or I could have just added to that bag and been, have 2 whale positions, have 2-3 whale positions. You don't have to have 1 whale position. You can have 2-3 different whale positions right now. And, even if you're a 10Xer, that's there on the table all day. We got some more plays that we're going to talk about, man. Some more that we found. Manifesting was one that we've seen. Hopefully you guys are manifesting some things as well. This thing just taking off right away. This one popped up on the radar, and obviously you got to manifest with some good vibes, man. You got to, your intentions, your process, the way that you look at everything, your emotions, your belief, all of that got to be in tune. And that's why keeping your emotions in check helps out with this whole, it's probably why this is doing so good, because people resonate with this. They definitely got their CoinGecko pump. XPX, we'll get that too. Just Watch when we have our breakout, and we'll get listed on there, and we'll get that breakout as well. So accumulate for that, and get ready for those gains off of that alone. But manifest, man, I think this is a strong narrative. I don't know if this is the one that's going to be the one that sticks around, but as far as manifesting plays, or this type of narrative, this type of mantra, man, it's part of the space. It's part of the space. So manifesting. Let me know if you guys believe in any of this. Is it mumbo jumbo to you, or do you believe in this? Do you feel, if you're around, have you guys ever seen when you put those tuning forks together? You guys ever seen those? You put a tuning fork up, and then let's say it's a tuning fork of 400 hertz, and you get a different tuning fork, and you're trying to mess it up. It doesn't move, but if you put the same one, it starts to vibrate the same. You ever seen that? Across the room, it'll make that thing move, right? And it's like, is it mumbo jumbo? Is there some concrete evidence of resonance attracting things? Is there any evidence of that? You guys let me know. You guys let me know, because I think there's a little bit of that, man. You ever been to a spot, and right when you walk in, it's like, dude, the vibe's off. The resonance is off. What is the vibe? Isn't the vibe just short for vibration? Isn't the vibration like the frequency of the mat? He said, hold on, Rico. Hold on, Rico. Where are we going today with this? And, hey, some people, you see them, it's no surprise they're bitter a lot. They're bitter all the time. It's like, it's easier for that stuff to come around. But you got manifesting right here. I think people would just want this to win, just so their manifesting comes true. And you got this thing flying at 13.6 million market cap right now. Doing really good. $13.6 million market cap right now. Doing super good. And most likely, obviously, the pattern is going to be found when we break down the time frame. Here you guys go. $1 million market. I'm telling you, it's like, it does not matter. I bet that was our CoinGecko listening to, and then obviously some FOMO after it. But here goes your 1 million. So it was consolidating underneath that for a while. When it finally broke 1 million, that thing's been going up ever since. You got your 5 million right here. We might as well mark this up. I think it's going to be one we see for a little bit. Manifesting is part of the space. It's part of the mantra. We've been manifesting this same pattern, and it keeps popping up. These same round numbers, right? It's like, what's going on with that? What's going on with these 5, 10, 15, 20K marker or whatever? Why do they keep popping up? All right, so manifest. Let's keep an eye on it. Obviously, it's a little toppy right now. We've been seeing the same pattern where obviously some of these breakouts break out and they come back to this like 5 million sometimes. So we're keeping an eye on it. This is another one to keep an eye on right here. This is Degen coin. I mean, everybody's been a Degen. I've been watching, even people who I didn't think were Degens are now, to me, are Degens. I was like, damn, I didn't even know they were a Degen. There's more Degens than I knew in the space. I was like, whoa, that's just Degen. There's more Degens than I thought in the space. So Degen coin, for sure, narrative. For sure. Oh, you guys are in town. What's up? Crazy, man. Degen coin. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm with it. I'm with it. Why? Because it's a ton of it. I'm telling you, even people I didn't think, I'm like, whoa, this space is Degen. It's like a lot of the same stuff, and it's just been, it's crazy. It's Degen. It's Degen. I could probably say that 5 more times. It's Degen. But Degen coin is not going anywhere, man. Is this the one that sticks around? I don't know. But it is a strong narrative. I don't got a Degen. Yeah. There you go. That is a strong narrative. think everybody's a little Degen now. And if you say you're not Degen, you're Cabal. How about that? I said, what? You're not a Degen. You're definitely the Cabal then. Because something's up. So Degen coin is one to keep an eye on before it does all that breakout stuff. I think it's a strong narrative. All jokes aside. We got a couple more to check out, fam. Let's go to this one right here. This one's pumping right back up. This one pumped up really hard. I knew it was like a good idea to wait for it because it has all the OGs, right? You pop up in their space, and it has a lot of like the OGs and everything like that from this whole narrative with the red bandana, you know. But these guys, it's the real CTO now. So Red Kitten Crew, the Roaring Kitty, broke his nearly 2 years of silence on X by posting a CA on the Solana blockchain, followed by another post of him holding a red headband. Okay, this is May 16. Let's see. Did they have the post, or are they just saying that? Because that would be crazy. Because, you know, this is crypto. Yeah. So, you know, some crypto lore being created. You know, people love to create the lore. We've seen it. Maybe the lore sticks. Maybe it was really him. Maybe the Red Kitten Crew is really this. Is there a potential for it to pump? 100%. It had a lot of OG. I've seen a lot of familiar faces in there where these type of things, you know, it's easy to get those old crews all to start FOMOing back into a narrative real quick. So I would keep an eye on this one as well. And then we're going to check out the next one that actually pumped up pretty nice. Is Pbtc. Bull is another one doing really good. Even with a bear situation on the market. What's the price of BTC right now? Let me see. Okay, BTC. All right. So Pbtc, man, this thing just came right back to life. If you believe in the narrative, don't listen to people who FUD, bro. This thing came right back all the way up from 25 million down to 1 million, right back up to where people, I'm sure they're like, it's never going to go up there again. It's never going to do it again. We got the space has changed. And you know what? Internet has done this to a lot of people. You know, there's a lot more moaning going on than ever before. And I'm not talking about the good kind. Honestly, the space is wild. And look at this thing. It's where it's one of its previous all-time highs before, you know, when it first came up to 15 mil, came back down to 1 mil and some change, went all the way up here, made a new all-time high, came back down. It's like it's there all over again. Pbtc is strong. Why? Because some people didn't fade it. And whoever bought that up during this dip and during the consolidation are whales in this. Imagine becoming a whale in this, you know, at the $1 million market cap, or maybe you did it when it was cheaper and it's like now it's at 14 million. Those bags are right around the corner. They're not far off, man. Those bags they're here. They exist. Let's go to Bull, baby Bull. This one's next. So Bull, again, a great chart. Had a nice little uptick when the market was heating up to 8 mil. It's coming right back down. I'd be looking at getting a bag at this at 3 mil or even waiting for 1 mil. You know, what if the markets get boring, completely whack all over again, right? We're just being a little bit funny today, everybody. But nothing exciting happens and we see Solana's prices drop back down into, you know, low 70s, you know, drop into maybe 60s. Would that be enough to bring these prices back down over here? Or if the markets got back pumping, then hey, these projects that have strong communities, strong narratives are the ones that you guys should be looking at, because when the markets start roaring, you're going to be playing catch up on a lot of these plays, and this one's one of them. This one's a strong one. This one's a strong one. Bull, that Matt Fury narrative. So pretty strong. Pretty strong, fam. Let me know if you guys got anything for us. I know it's pretty late for everybody across the pond, but I do appreciate everybody that did pull up. You know, I can't wait to come onto the stream and just tell you guys the markets are back roaring. It's just not there yet. It's crazy how long we've been waiting, and I can't wait for that to happen. But what I can do is say, hey, are we building? Is XPX building? Are we got some things coming out? Yes, for sure. Are we growing? Yes, 100%. I mean, these numbers are insane, actually, and I'm proud of them, and we're going to keep expanding this. And we just got to let the markets be the markets right now. That's what we're doing. And yeah, it's okay to do that, right? So I do appreciate everybody who's been accumulating, those who've been shilling, you know, Mr. Mold, the Reddit post. I seen that. I really appreciate it. TK doing what TK does. Danielle, Darren, everybody engaging in the chat. Everybody who's been voting, like our votes have been through the roof on the TG. And, you know, that it's really easy to do that. If you pop in the Telegram, just go and vote, right? Snatch up a little bag, create another bag, get another little bag, vote again, you know, vote for 3 days, and, you know, test out the markets. And, you know, maybe in 3 days you start seeing the whole market pick up. And you're like, man, that would have been a nice little spot. Now we're accidentally at 150K, and, you know, or we're at 200K market cap. It's like, sheesh, that was it right there. That's where I would needed to load the F up. A little saucy, but super early, fam. Super early in XPX, super early on your favorite meme coins. It's just the markets are just being the markets, and we got to wait for this stuff. So let's be patient together. Let's wait for BTC to come back up, man. Back over here. You know, get some exciting motion up here. This is what we want to see. And, you know, it'd be very easy for everybody to be back bullish. But again, even on this hour chart, this short up here at 80K BTC, what a great short, right? Just letting it play out. And when those longs pop up, I'll let you know. But right now, we're still working off of these shorts. We're letting the markets figure themselves out. And let it just kind of be on autopilot. It's on autopilot right now. The markets will pump. Just keep positioning yourself. Keep building. Keep grinding on your favorite things. And just, it's going to happen on its own. It's going to happen on its own. So I appreciate you guys. This is a solid stream. I can't wait to come on here and let you guys know when the markets are breaking past this on a daily chart. Hopefully we hold above this, or we could see cheaper prices on BTC. I know the markets will really be bummed out. We've seen this come back down, but I got to be transparent with you guys. I want you guys to win, and I don't want to just be like, guys, that's it. It's we're good, and then you get wrecked. You know, I seen a post on X, and I told that girl, I mean, she was like, I'm adding to my long position on BTC. I sent her a screenshot. I said, hey, I'm shorting it. But there was a lot of people just ready to long it when there was all this resistance right here, proving that no, it's probably not a good time right now. So yeah, make your money off your short, accumulate your favorite play, or build something. Wait till it's done then, and then ride the wave back up. Until then, we're gonna be playing the waiting game together a little bit. I do appreciate you guys pulling up, Darren. You know, everybody was pulled up, the whole XPX community that pulled up. You guys are absolutely amazing. Those who listen to this later on, I really do appreciate it. These markets holding above 2.5, that's good. If we saw a break underneath there, some of those other cheaper prices could become a reality and stuff. But I'll keep you guys posted. Keep the bell notification lit. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys can't do that, continue to come back. Experience the abundance of money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is. Later, fam.
So your bag's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do